What's up guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to unbox games or review games. Instead I'm going to show you a bunch of games that I bought. I bought PlayStation 3 games. I bought 46 games, that's right, and all in one day. The bag in front of you has 36 games and a movie. Yes, I see the thing is I bought 46 games in one day, but 36 games came from one person, the other 10 came from another. But the ones that gave me the 36 games gave me a movie as a gift, a Blu-ray movie. Now I'm going to show you guys a quick look at them. Now let's start with our first game, Sniper Elite V2. Well, I'm not really a big fan of those sniper games. I'm not really into first-person shooter much. But the sniper games usually have its fan base. I know that there's many types of sniper games, but right now we're looking at this. And look, it has the manual and all. Now let's check our second game, Watch Dogs. Now, if you don't know, this game is always seen as the next generation game that cannot be ported on other consoles at the time, but it was ported to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and even the Wii U. Which, if you don't know, the Wii U is weaker than the PlayStation 3 and 360. If you don't know, this is an official game. I'm saying this because of the PlayStation 3 logo that's blue. Sony back then tried to make the PlayStation 3 logo also blue like this, similar to the Vita and the PlayStation 4, but it was very stupid since the console was basically a last generation console at the time. They end up going back from what I know. Now let's check that first. There, it's in good case, and the manual. Now here's our third game. There's Uncharted, the first PlayStation 3 game made by Naughty Dog, as well as the first game to have a platinum trophy. It's a good game, while it's not the best, but it's fun. It did age a little. There you go. It has the manual, but it's in good condition. And now we have Uncharted 2. Can't have Uncharted 1 without Uncharted 2. Now both of them are the platinum versions, but this one has the modern PlayStation font, the one that says PS3 in many consoles. Not the Spider-Man font one. This is the one that I'm talking about. As you can see, this one is the original game, while the other was the release. I kinda like the Spider-Man font more, honestly. I don't know, it looks cooler. While this one looks like a PlayStation game, and obviously looks cleaner, but I don't know, maybe I just like this more. It's uniquer. Oh well. Now let's open it, and there we go, the manual. And but does it have is this? Wait, it has Assassin's Creed Liberation manual. That's weird. Like, this isn't even the HD version. This is the PS Vita version. And here, look, it even says the touch screen if you can't read. So I don't know why this is here, but I guess it's cool. I do hope they sell Vita games as well, the ones that I bought from them. Maybe I'll buy it from them one day as well. And now we have Resident Evil 6. A polarizing game from what I know. It was when the series went downhill. And if you can't see here, this is the FIFA sticker. EA adds these stickers on their games. Well, many sports games actually do. And now I'm sure there's no manual here, and well, it actually does have a manual, but as you can see, it's broken. I mean, I guess this is an obvious replacement. And wait, you can actually see here that this thing, if you can see it, this is the 2-disc thing. Like, it's okay, I guess. I don't know what kind of FIFA games it has this, but I guess it's nice. But I guess it's nice that it exists, and that's not a big deal. I can replace the disc anyway, and it's not a big deal. I can replace the case anyway. And now we have MotorStorm Pacific Rift. Now this is a very underrated series. For those who don't know, it's basically a racing game where you can race in many places, and in many places that usually have storms like desert or snow. It's usually mountain racing. It's a pretty fun game, and while this one is online, well, all of them have dead online now, but they're still fun. So give it a try. Next we have NHL 15. I should let you know that I forgot to tell you, there's obviously going to be lots of sports games here. Well, not much, but I've seen a lot, and there's most likely going to be duplicates. Now, I'm not really into hockey. Well, I do like hockey, of course, but only the arcade one, the ones that you play on the arcade stores and has a table. But this one, I might give it a try one day. No manuals, really. Next we have Assassin's Creed Revelation. This is like the last game before they. This was like the last game before they made Assassin's Creed 3. Well, I'm not really a fan of the series, so I can't really know much. But from what I know, this has the original Assassin's Creed game. It doesn't say here if it's a download code or anything. Oh well, I will check it out one day. Wait, what? This one has the soundtrack in the game. No manual, but it's in bad condition. Nothing that won't help really. I can clean it, but it's bad. Like as you can see here, it's not really in the best condition. I can clean it. Nothing really. It's a big deal. And if you're wondering what I used to clean my desk, well, I'll show you. This kind of spray. I'm pretty sure you've seen something like it in computer stores. An LCD cleaning kit. Usually comes with a brush, which I don't have right now. I can't remember where I added. And has this kind of cloth. They come with it. You should have it if you can. And now we have Call of Duty Black Ops. Well, it might be a yearly series, but the Black Ops series, the Call of Duty series tend to have its fan base. Like, I'm sure every Call of Duty game gets uglier and people don't talk about much when a new one comes out, and outdated. But the campaigns are usually what the reason people would go buy Call of Duty. So Black Ops does have its fan base. Well, actually the PlayStation 3 Call of Duty games usually have their fan base up until Ghost, up until Call of Duty Ghost. It's when the series went downhill and everybody noticed that this is a yearly series. Oh, I forgot to show you. Well, it has a manual, so it's in decent condition, I guess. Needs a little bit of cleaning, but it's okay. Next we have Resistance 2 Platinum Edition. This was Insomniac's mature franchise at the time. It's always weird how Naughty Dog and Insomniac were really close developers at the time. Like they used to make Crash and Spyro together, then Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter together. And then in the PlayStation 3 they went to more mature games, but suddenly while Naughty Dog kept making more mature games, Insomniac suddenly went to the Ratchet and Clank series. I mean, it's a weird thing, but really weird. Anyway, Resistance series is well known for being a World War II series based in but with aliens. Like, I'm not really sure, post-apocalyptic things. I'm gonna play it one day, check it out. And here's the manual. Sadly, they don't really want to talk much about their old Resistance franchise anymore. I wish they could remaster it one day. And we have Uncharted 2. Here's our first duplicate game. At least looks good. Next we have Grand Theft Auto 4 Trilogy, or rather Grand Theft Auto 4 the Complete Edition. Like it has the original Grand Theft Auto game, as well as The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. I really need to play this series one day, or game or whatever. I only played the online and it's surprisingly really good. No map and no manual. I don't know what I was expecting, and I'm gonna get hated for this, but Grand Theft Auto 4 Complete Edition, as well as God of War Saga, were both my first PlayStation 3 games when I was 17. Yeah, I bought them, and unfortunately I'm gonna get hated for this. It had a poster for the GTA 4 map, and as well as the GTA 4 in general, but I hung it out on my wall, and I had birds at the time who were free out of their cage, and they ripped it off. Yes, I'm not joking. I'm gonna get hated for this. Even I hate myself for this. Next we have MotorStorm, the first game in the MotorStorm series. Like one of the early PlayStation 3 games, and this one probably aged badly. Well, it's still fun to play, but it doesn't have offline multiplayer, and even the online multiplayer is gone, so there's really not much reason to play this game anymore. Well, it's fun, but there are sequels, so why play this one? Either for nostalgia purpose or to see how it used to be. And here we go. Manual, it looks good. At least it has a different cover behind it, so it's cool. Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. Now this is 5 games, not 3. Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which actually has online, I think. And Metal Gear Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. They are available as part of Snake Eater. Now, while obviously Konami is making a better collection, which has I think Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, the original and the NES versions, which are different games, so that's technically 4. Also has Metal Gear Solid 1, 2 and 3. So obviously going to be the better collection, but in the meantime, if you're still waiting, or if you don't have modern consoles, then this is good. Unfortunately no manual, but it's a shame. Oh well, it's still a decent game, or a decent collection, I mean. Next we have Watch Dogs, another duplicate. And if you remember, I told you that it has a PlayStation 3 blue logo, but this one doesn't. So I guess it was reprints or something. The case itself is a little fragile, but it does have the manual at least. Now let's check more. Resident Evil 5. Now it's seen as a hidden gem, a great couch multiplayer game or a great co-op game. Like oh, and I can see that there's a duct tape here for no reason. I'm not sure why, but anyway, this is the first PlayStation 3 Resident Evil game. Like it does have its fan base. Well, it's actually a popular game. The disc is in bad condition here. And now let's check it out. Oh, there's a manual at least, so it's all good. Now, Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. It's a prequel to Gran Turismo 5. Now, I don't really know why they made a prequel back then. Like, it was always those yearly games, and back then I remember there were many spin-offs to Gran Turismo series. Like the Prologue one. There's more to it. But this one, from what I know, is made because they didn't really have time to finish Gran Turismo 5. So it's probably for the esports stuff. It's the first game was online, I think. But well, the first game to have online, I mean, but not the first game to be was online. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. But from what I know, Gran Turismo 4 had a separate version released, especially for online. So it looks good. I apologize if my voice sounds weird. I'm a little sick today. I have the cold or the flu, but I hope it doesn't bother you. And speaking of prequels, here's Gran Turismo 5. Well, it's in bad condition, but at least it's there. It's all good right now. It has its manual at least. But anyway, here's UFC Undisputed 2010. Like, this does look good. I mean, UFC now is with EA, so it's probably bad. But THQ used to make sports games for things like WWE and UFC. So now let's give this one a try. Oh, and it does have instruction manual, so it's all good. Need for Speed Undercover. I heard this one isn't the best, but I heard it's fun, but it's not the best. Like, it doesn't really say anything. Oh yeah, it does say that it doesn't have offline multiplayer, sadly. Like, I don't know why they removed the offline multiplayer from their games. Like, but it does look good at least. Well, from what I know is that its prequel or Need for Speed Pro Street is when the series really went downhill. And, oh, I forgot to show you. Well, and this comes with a manual too, so it's all good. And next we have Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. Like, from what I know, it's a DLC and the game. Not all DLC went to the game. It wasn't in bad shape, but I always wanted to play Diablo 3. Well, I'm not sure if it had manual, but it looks good. We'll give it a try one day. Next we have Need for Speed Shift. This one I was really interested in. It's a sequel to Undercover. This one is a different take on the Need for Speed series. Instead of being about street racing and arcade, this one focuses more on driving simulator, similar to Gran Turismo. Unfortunately, they didn't really last this long, I don't know if it was a flop or because they didn't really feel like a Need for Speed game, because and I think it's the latter, because the sequel Shift to Unleashed was called that, and it was barely considered, and they kind of removed the Need for Speed title from it. But here we are. From what I know, it's the first game to not be on the PlayStation 2 since the PS1 days, and no manual, unfortunately. Angry Birds Star Wars. Like, this was a really weird decision to release this game. Like, everybody hated the Angry Birds trilogy when it was released on the consoles because it was very overpriced. Like 3 mobile games that are either $1 or 2 or something, or free on Android, and they released it for $40. So I think they thought it was too much games, so they only released this one. I don't know. At least this one has more features. Well, I'm not sure if the original also had it, but here we go. No manual. And Gran Turismo 6, like the last game in Gran Turismo for the PlayStation 3. Its release was a little weird actually. It was released right after the PlayStation 4 was released. No manual here, but it was like an esports game, so why release it on that console? I guess they wanted every console to have at least 2 Gran Turismo games, and back then cross-play and cross-generation, I mean, wasn't a thing. At least compared to nowadays, I mean. But here we are. I forgot to mention, from what I know, this one has an easy platinum trophy. Like, there's not a single online one, so that's cool. Because the other Gran Turismo have a hell of a nightmare for an online trophy. And like Gran Turismo 5 doesn't even have an obtainable platinum trophy anymore. So be on the lookout for that. Ben 10 Omniverse 2. Well, it's for the kids, I guess. I'm not really a fan of Ben 10. I did try a little bit of it and it felt like a auto runner game. So I guess this one sucks. Maybe the kids will like it. And no manual, sadly. And next we have Pure Football. Now if you're wondering what Pure Football is, your guess is as good as mine. It's a soccer or football game that they released. Never went beyond that actually. And next we have Pure Football. If you're wondering what Pure Football is, your guess is as good as mine. If you never heard of it, you're right with me. You're part of the club with me here. Now, this is what I know is just a football or soccer game. I don't really know anything about it. Like, it was, I guess they couldn't compete with FIFA because only one game was released and the online was shut down 2 years later. So I guess it's a little odd. But as you can see here, no manual. I mean, maybe someone will like it, I don't know. Next we have MotorStorm Apocalypse. This is the latest version of the MotorStorm series. Well, at least on consoles. Like the really latest version is called MotorStorm RC, which is a different game actually. Anyway, this is the one that you should play. This one even has story mode instead of just playing in races. Sadly, the online is shut down. But this is and it even had an online. It even had easy trophies, but unfortunately with the online shutdown, the platinum is unobtainable anymore. At least it has a manual and decent looking cover. Killzone 2. back when the Killzone was supposed to be the Halo killer. Killzone 2 showed potential, then 3 showed potential as well, but not much story. And Shadowfall basically killed the series, like Hades was downgrade. Unfortunately, there's no offline multiplayer, and even the online multiplayer is gone. But from what I know, that the series is dead at this point. I'm gonna give Killzone series a try one day. Well, another Killzone 2. This one seems to be in bad shape, or worse, I mean. Needs a little bit of cleaning, but at least the manual is here. And disc is also needs a little cleaning, but at least it looks good. And next we have Avatar. You obviously know the movie, and there's the game. Like the movie, from what I remember, it was like a Pocahontas but with aliens. The game looks decent, I guess, but might give it a try one day. Did have online, but was shut down obviously, and unfortunately unobtainable platinum. Maybe the sequel will be better. The game Frontiers of Pandora, I think. Anyway, it does have manual, so that's good to hear. And Tom Clancy's Hawk series. Now, maybe the title Hawk stands for something else, but I don't know. All I know is that it's a flight combat simulator. Like, I don't know if this is based on a book by Tom Clancy. Like, there's way too many games based on Tom Clancy's, and most of them aren't connected to each other. But anyway, here we go. I want to try this one day, and it does have a manual, which is cool. Gran Turismo 5 Academy Edition. Now I'm not sure if this is a duplicate or not, but it does have. It's basically a different version. By different version I mean more DLC or something. And there, nothing really, just DLC but no manual. I remember it having manuals. But anyway, it's not a big deal. Also, what's with these covers that the games used to have? I mean, they're cool, but maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they made this so that they could be thrown away or stick on or glued on the walls or something. I don't know. Now let's just add it back. And here we go. This is a movie. Robert De Niro's Ronin. Not really sure what this movie is. I never heard of it, but might watch it one day. It's a neat edition. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if movies had manuals. Like, why would they need manuals? Okay. Now next we have Generator Rex. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here, but I do know it's based on a cartoon. Well, I don't really know anything. Oh yeah, it is based on a cartoon. Like, if you look closely, Cartoon Network. I never heard of this cartoon actually, but here we go. At least there's a manual. Now we're almost there to 3 games. Like, here's Pro Evolution Soccer 2013. Well, they can't really write them well here. Like, I don't know if you can see, but some things aren't well written because Arabic isn't really well suited for this game. I'm not really sure because they're new. Anyway, it's Beast 2013. Like, it has a beefy manual. Or wait, does it have two? Well, I'm not really sure, but here you go. Whatever this code is for. Oh wait, it's the Beast 2013 online pass. I'm pretty sure it's worthless since unlike FIFA, Peace Online dies really quickly. They even remove them from stores fast, which is why games like which is why games like Beast 2021 is so rare and expensive nowadays, and even more. Beast 2019 is even more expensive. Be on the lookout for that. Now our second last game from this bag, is FIFA 8. Like, this cover looks really good compared to modern FIFA games. And now let's check it out. Even the disc looks awesome, like really good. I'm actually thinking of keeping it. I don't know. It does have a manual. And next, for the last game in this bag, Injustice: Gods Among Us. Among Us Ultimate Edition. Now, this game was actually released 10 years ago. It did what Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe failed to do. Like, this was basically a DC crossover game. You might say it's the air version of Marvel vs Capcom, but in this case DC vs NetherRealm, kind of. Like, it's a decent game, and it's very brutal, at least single player wise and trophies wise. And it does have the manual, like a small one, but yeah. And the best part about it is that the DLC is in the disc. And there you have. These are all 36 games plus a movie. We still have 10 more, but this is from a different person. So let's check them out. So yeah, these are all the games. And if you can see well, here's the first one. 10 games. Like, the 10th game is Test Drive Unlimited. Well, you're wrong actually. This isn't Test Drive Unlimited. This is Grade 2. Yes, I'm not kidding. This is what actually came. I can replace the cover, I guess, so it's not a big deal, but it's weird. And it does happen a lot, by the way, if you're buying used games, so be on the lookout for that. And now, God of War 3. I'm kidding you not, this is like the best PlayStation 3 game. So this could be very expensive, by the way, so be on the lookout for that. Unfortunately, no manual, so it ruins it for me. Next we have Portal 2. Like, I always find Portal series to be amazing. Best games to play on the PC. The console version actually wasn't really great from what I know, but Portal 2 was actually close to the console version, well, minus the mods and the online, which is unfortunately dead on consoles. The PS3 version, from what I know, has a DLC that makes you play with Move, and that really sucks since this shouldn't be a DLC, but here we are. Oh, and I guess it was open, maybe I didn't close it well, I don't know, but here you go. Now you can use this code to play on the PlayStation. You can play it on the console, I don't know. You can use this code to play it on the PC. but anyway, let's check this later. And now there we go, another Call of Duty Black Ops with a manual. Wait, something is weird. It's rated PEGI 18, which is the rating system for Europe, but in here it's rated M, which is for the American. I don't know if this is a reprint or they're just replacing the game covers or whatever, but I guess you can tell that this isn't the original. Or print one, it's not a big deal. And now we have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Not sure if the online is still active here, but since it was remastered and many Need for Speed games have their online shut down. But anyways, this is a reboot, not a remake of the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit series. And from what I know, it's one of the best Need for Speed games. It has a decent map, but unfortunately no manual. Next we have EA Sports MMA. It's a boxing minigame or something like UFC. I don't know. Okay, wait. It should be the other way around. Oh yeah, it should be. Like, even look, I don't know if you can see, it says PlayStation 3, but here PS3. This is the wrong game case. But oh well. I guess this is a replacement, but at least the manual is here. Next we have Batman Arkham City, which was the best game in the Arkham series from what I know. And it does have a Catwoman download here if you want to see it. And does have the manual at least, so that's cool. Now our the last three games. We have Fight Night Round 3. Like, I remember EA making this series. It probably was popular at the time, but they stopped it. It's a boxing game. Like, I don't really know why it's like this. I hope it's fixable. And now, at least the manual is here. I'll check it out one day. Maybe it could be fun, I don't know. Our second last game, Assassin's Creed 2. While the first game didn't really get much attention, but the second game is where it shined. Heard the first game is outdated, but this one, it's probably outdated as well, but it has the players. The manual is here, which is cool. And now, last but not least, Tomb Raider. It's a reboot of the Tomb Raider series. I think the second reboot. This one is more mature and focuses more on Lara Croft and on storytelling. Like, it's pretty decent from what I know. Manual is here, so that's good. It does have an online multiplayer that from what I heard, it's forgettable. Oh, and Square Enix have these codes. I never really bothered to check them out. And that was the last game that was the last game on the list here. Now, why did I buy these many games, you're asking? Well, I bought them to sell them. I've been selling games lately, and some of them don't really understand the value of these games. While I started selling them as a part of people to buy and play them, but I ended up being with collectors. That's a story for another time. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for more.